various countries and their revenue, business turnover in terms of dollar and their ranking. Now, after understanding this concept, now today we'll be focusing on international trade. So there are different theories in regards to the international trade. Now these theories developed by economists, and they are focusing on the scale of economies of scale, as well as productivity and the advantages of resources. The resources are limited, and with the available resources, one supposed to achieve maximum output. Then another point in theory: why do companies export and import? So will anybody answer? Why even government is also motivating for export, and why government is demotivating? Certainly, and why government is demotivating import? And the reason is, in regards to the export, when company export their goods or services outside country, so naturally our country receives foreign currency. So the flow of foreign currency increases, and this way our currency more and more import, then our currency goes outside, and when our currency goes outside means we have to buy foreign currency. So the other hand, we are helping other countries to become stronger, and we are making our currency poor and poor, or weaker and weaker. So here we expect that our currency should be stronger. We should make our currency stronger. And then another point, how are these trade flow related to the characteristics of country? Like India, our country is a democratic country, whereas China country, it is not democratic. They have different political characteristics. So when there is a democratic, so naturally in democratic, the country allows those commodity to be imported in a country where in the real sales the country is benefited. Giving an example, during pandemic, see when Serum Institute of India, which is Pune based company, when they invented Covishield as a vaccine for corona, so that time we were having a shortage of raw material, and that raw material was available in USA. So that was the situation where we required that material anyhow. So what our government did, our government intervened with the USA, and even government also allowed Serum Institute of India to import maximum material from USA and to have a maximum production of Covaxin vaccination. because that was the need of an hour. So we relax our rule. Whereas, as yesterday day before yesterday, I quoted example in regards to the onion. So when onion, government of India charge 40% tax because they want to demotivate importing or exporting onion. So this way, our government, since it is a democratic, so being a democratic, this kind of actions we initiated in the recent days. Now, this is the theory, trade theory, which is developed by Adam Smith. Now, let us understand what Adam Smith communicates through this theory. Though today we are in 2023, but this theory was developed by Adam Smith way back in 1776, so almost 18th century. 1776, and it was based on absolute advantage. And what is absolute advantage? Yes, what is absolute advantage? What do you mean by absolute advantage? There is an ability of an individual or company to produce greater quantity of goods or services. That is the meaning of absolute advantage. So the country has advantage to produce with a greater quantity of goods and services. And Adam Smith, who has mentioned in his popular book, that is Wealth of Nation. In Wealth of Nation, he has highlighted these words. When Adam Smith highlights that we should, the country should go for maximum production, and if that particular country, if they are having ability, so why not to go for that absolute advantage? Take it that absolute advantage. Again, I repeat the example of Serum Institute of India. When there was a demand for Covaxin, because entire globe, they were suffering from this disease, corona, and it was necessary. It was a dire requirement that by hook or crook, the vaccination should be made available. So the company was having sufficient infrastructure and setup, and they went for maximum production, and that is why they could export this Covaxin almost 140 countries. Not only India, first preference was given to India, and then they targeted 140 countries. You imagine 140 countries, it is not a small area, it's a very big area. So this way, the absolute advantage also, the theory which was developed by Adam Smith way back in 1776, even in 2022, it was applied by this so-called company, Serum Institute of India. So it is widely accepted and relevant. Even today also it is relevant. So are you getting my point? How it is relevant with this example? Hello, student. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me? Yes, student. Did you understand this? The relevance and acceptance of this theory?
Yes, sir.
Then the third point, Adam Smith believes that free trade always leads to a better division of labor. As you are in management course MBA, so you are learning, or you might have learned principles of management. So delegation of authority and division of labor. Division of labor. So this division of labor, which is being utilized by this absolute advantage, and it believes that free trade is possible. Next point, it advocates that every country is specialized in certain production function and ultimately enjoys benefit. So every country is special either in technology or maybe in manufacturing or maybe human talent. So the country has that kind of specialty, or maybe in terms of labor. Now, taking example of China, China is specialized for their labor availability because of the huge population, labor, and that to train laborers. It is not just labor, but they have trained their laborers, and that power China has. And that is why their products are cheaper as compared to other countries' product. And ultimately, China is enjoying that benefit because of the low cost. Though there is a low cost, but still they are enjoying benefits. That is why the example China, say the example is soft toys. Way back, China soft toys was famous even today also, but just because of our patriotic and proud feeling of our own country, so many people now they have they are neglecting little bit China, and they are going for Swadeshi, that is made in India, because of that slogan. It is being inculcated in the minds of Indian, and that is also required. So this was from China. What about from India? So metalware. This is the product which has a huge demand across the globe. In regards to the South Korea, they are known for production of synthetic fiber. Synthetic fiber. We'll go ahead. Now, there is an argument that countries should produce and export surplus of what they have. So there should be maximum production, which nowadays China is following. They go for maximum production, and to the extent possible, they and whatever left out, that material is sent outside. So they export the surplus production. And friends, there is nothing wrong in that. If you are having surplus, export it and receive foreign currency. Receiving foreign currency, that country GDP becomes higher and higher. But so far, we have talked about the plus point or advantageous point of this thing. But there are some questions which are unanswered by this Mr. Adam Smith. What are those? What if a country had absolute advantage in all products, or even worse, in no product at all? So there would be a situation when country had absolute advantage, means they have capacity, they have ability to produce maximum production. Then will other country buy this product? To be very honest, there is no guarantee that other countries will buy. So this is one area which is unanswered by this absolute theory, and vice versa. In worse condition, in no products at all, if when there is no product, then what will happen? Whatever products you have, you will sell within your country, and your people will enjoy that benefit. So when if you do not have surplus product, you think the country will receive foreign currency. They can satisfy the requirement of their own people. This way we can justify this statement. We can justify this. So this was the first theory which I discussed with all of you. The theory which was initiated by Adam Smith. And what is the title of theory? Yes, please. Before I go to the next theory, just revise your concept. What was the title of this theory? Absolute advantage. Absolute advantage. From the examination point of view, if you are asked to write a note on absolute advantage theory, then do remember who invented this theory, who developed this theory, number one, then in which year, and these characteristics. And then last you can mention this criticism. That is unanswered is nothing but the criticism, this particular area. What is the criticism over here? Unanswered. This is nothing but the criticism in respect to this absolute theory. So this way you can write your answer. Shall I go to the next theory? Or in case if you have any doubt, please ask. Anything you want to ask? Yes, please. Am I reaching you? Anything you want to ask? Unmute your mic and speak out. See, though it is an online session, that doesn't mean that you should keep more. You can interact. And I'm asking you, and if you're not problem of connectivity, or maybe if a problem with your speaker, then you can text. Yes, now there is a message chat box from Shresh Manthakar. Oil production is also example of absolute advantage. Is right or wrong? Now, Shresh, this oil production, this is the right example because oil production. Now, who does this production? Which country? Now, which country is taking this absolute advantage? Shresh?
Gulf countries.
Gulf countries. Yes. So Gulf countries are taking this absolute advantage. And whatever they are producing, some part of oil they are using for their own nation, and surplus they are exporting. So it is a right example. Let me answer you. So it is right, as he has pointed out, Shresh, oil production, it is absolute advantage. Yes. Now we'll go to the next one. That is the second theory of Ricardo. The first theory from Adam Smith, and the second one is Ricardo. Now Ricardo, who focuses on comparative cost advantage, whereas Adam Smith had focus on absolute advantage. So this is the first difference between these two theory. Adam Smith focuses on absolute advantage, whereas Ricardo focuses on comparative advantage, comparative cost advantage. Now, what is this comparative cost advantage? It refers to the ability to produce goods or services at lower opportunity cost compared to competition. So they prefer lower opportunity cost. Now, what do we mean by opportunity cost? Opportunity cost is the cost which is forgone, which is sacrificed. That is known as opportunity cost. When we select the better or best alternative and the initial alternative we keep aside, we sacrifice that and we go for a better alternative. So the first alternative we are sacrificing. So that is the meaning of opportunity cost. Opportunity cost, it is the cost which is forgone or sacrificed. Now let me give you another example. At individual level, suppose there is a Mr. A who has done his graduation in commerce. That is, he is a BCom guy. Now, after completion of BCom, he is having two options before him for his further education. Option number one is MCom. He can go for MCom. Option number two, he may go MBA. But simultaneously, both MBA and MCom cannot be pursued. So this is condition. Either MCom or MBA. Now, suppose Mr. opt MBA. So MCom is the opportunity cost for Mr. because he is sacrificing MCom. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So here opportunity cost should be lower one. That is why Ricardo is emphasizing. There should be maximum production, that too with a lower minimum cost. Can you see PPT now?
Yes, sir.
Is PPT visible? Okay.
Yes.
Now, the second point of this Ricardo's theory, it argued that this cost led to trade between nations. So the trade between two or more than two nations, and it should specialize in the production of a commodity in which it has a comparative advantage in cost. So there has to be comparative advantage in cost. So sometimes a particular country having large production of commodity and same time labor is also cheaper in that country. So here labor as well as production both are available. So there we can have advantage in cost, because labor you own, you also own the commodity. Sometimes what happens, a particular country just having labor, but they do not have material available with them. And in that case, they cannot utilize this comparative cost advantage. Then country should have ability to produce one product related to other product. So that particular another product. Say for example, even India is known for production of sugar. Related to another product. Now, what is this? I was giving you the example of sugar factory. So, in Maharashtra, we have many sugar factories, which are in Kolhapur or Ahmednagar district, and even other districts also, Beed and etc. Now, when these sugar factories are having ample production of sugar, but along with, they should also have the production of sugar cube, which is known for good for diabetic patient. Are you aware sugar cube? By the way, hello students, are you aware this product sugar cube? Sugar is different and sugar cube is another one. Sugar cube. Many diabetic patients are advised to consume sugar cubes. There is a less quantity of sugar and it is good for him. So this is the relative product for sugar factory. Already they are into cube. So this will be added advantage. When there is no demand for sugar, but definitely they can face demand for their sugar cube. So this way, related to another product. Following this example, we'll go ahead. Now Ricardo, he has put some assumptions. Now, first assumption, two countries producing same two commodities. Now, country Pakistan and India both are in the production of sugar. So, this example, if you consider, so Pakistan is also known for production of sugar and India is also known for production of sugar. Now, when both countries are having huge amount of, say, production of sugar, so because of this differences in point of view as well as social point of view, so this assumption is not applicable in regards to this compared to cost advantage, because these both countries are not having cordial relations with each other. And even forget about Pakistan, but even if you take, they will also not support to other countries. But here, what Ricardo is highlighting, suppose if two countries producing same two commodities and if they exchange their labor or say raw material, then comparative cost advantage can be benefited. And the other assumption, wages determine the price, of course. When in a particular country, if there is higher amount goes under wages, naturally the price increases. Whereas if there is low amount of wage, then price decreases. And the example is IT company. Most of the foreigners have opened their IT units in India. City like Pune, Hyderabad, Bangalore. These cities are having hubs of IT sector. Why is foreigner opening in India? Because availability of software engineer. So we have a number of engineering colleges across the India, and these engineering colleges are producing engineering students. Producing will not be a proper word, but these engineering students are pass out from these different colleges. So that number is available. That too, even Indians, they are well conversant with English language. And with this, here, whatever package they are offering is a company like say Microsoft or Google company. When they open their unit in India, whatever package they offer, even our Indians are damn happy with that package. From the point of view, it is just peanut for them. Whatever amount they are paying, maybe say 30 lakhs rupees package or 25 lakh rupees package. So this amount is, it is not a very huge amount for from their perspective. Though we feel that 30 lakhs rupee package is a huge amount, but from their point of view, because they are earning. Here, these foreigners are paying in terms of Indian rupees. So here is the gap between earning and spending. The companies, as I said, Google or Microsoft, they are spending in terms of our local currency because salary is being paid in Indian rupee. If you are working in India, if you are working outside India, then that currency will be paid. But if you are working in India on behalf of Google, your salary is in terms of Indian rupees. And whatever software you are developing is being sold by that Google company or Microsoft company, and they are earning in foreign currency, maybe pound or dollar. And all are aware there is a huge difference between Indian rupee and a dollar. And this way they are benefited. So the wages determine the price. Lower and low wage will be economical one. The price will be competitive one. And this competitive price, then somebody will say, sir, this is beneficial to the customer also. Yes, customers are also benefited. Then another assumption, no change in the taste and preference of the people. So there is no change in the taste and even preference is also the same. But in practice, this never happens. People, they go on changing their preferences. So preference is never constant. Or we cannot say it is a permanent preference. People always shift from one product to another product. Maybe because of quality, maybe because of availability also. Sometimes quality may be there, but it is not available. Then what people do, they go for another product, whatever is available. So preference here because of availability, it is price. If price is higher, then people also change their preference. They go for a lower one. Then another assumption, no change in technology. The same technology is being followed by company. And the next assumption, production is based on perfect competition. So in economics, there are two types of competition, perfect competition and imperfect competition. So Ricardo is highlighting about perfect competition. Production is based on perfect competition, not imperfect competition. But in reality, there is imperfect. There is no perfect. What is perfect competition? That customers are having full knowledge about their product. So this is first condition. But if I ask you, do you think that every customer has full knowledge of their product? Do you think so? Do customers have full knowledge of their product, whatever they are buying? Suppose if you are buying washing machine of LG, so do you have full knowledge of LG product? It is not. Then we will go to the next theory of trade, that is international trade theory by Ohlin and Heckler. In short, it is known as HO. H stands for Heckler and O for Ohlin. Ohlin and Heckler. So this duo, they also developed this international trade theory, and this theory is known as HO model. It is known as HO. They developed source of a country's competitive advantage through the endowment of its factor of production. We all are aware factor of production. So basically, there are four factors of production. One is land. Second one is capital. Third one is labor. Fourth one is entrepreneurship. So this factor of production are having comparative advantage. And yeah, let me tell you, this is the core part of economics, factor of production. Every country, out of these four, some countries are having all four of them. Some countries are having 50% of these four. Some might be having one out of these four factor of production. And with this one single factor also, they may influence over this international trade. Then countries minimum labor is utilized and maximum capital are used. That is known as capital intensive goods. Whereas labor intensive goods are those goods where maximum labor is employed and minimum capital is employed. So it is labor intensive and capital intensive. The example, suppose if you take example of hospital. So hospital, if you are having all facilities based on technology, then it may not attract their consumers, or in hospital we say that patients, because frequently there is a interruption of net. I don't know why today it is happening so. So that try to understand the difference between capital intensive and labor intensive. So restaurant, hospitals are labor intensive because maximum people we need in regards to the hospital, like say nurse, doctor, nurses, doctor, and then supporting staff. Yes, some machineries are okay for hospital, like say X-ray machine, MRI machine, and maybe other equipments are equally important. But if you are treating patient through entire by machine, fully everything, we cannot have a machine in terms of a restaurant. While serving a dish, so there should be human touch. When you serve the customer, so waiter and waitresses, their service is necessary. And while preparing also, chef is important. Then some machines we can use, say for example, grinder and gas stove and other machines. That is fine. Now, let's understand the last part of this theory, Hegler and Oholin assumptions. Now, as Adam Smith and others have assumptions in the same manner, even Hegler and Oholin, they have also mentioned some assumption. Assumption number one: goods differ in how much they use of certain types of factor of production. Second assumption: this theory based on 2 by 2 model, 2 countries, 2 commodities, and 2 factor of production. That is 2 by 2. Two, first two is 2 countries, second two is 2 commodity, and third two is 2 factor of production. So as I told you, there are 4 factors. Yes, I was trying to tell you that why transportation costs not considered is mentioned by this Olin and Eckler. Because in some country, transportation cost is minimum one. In some country, it is maximum. Country like India, our transportation cost is as compared to other country is higher because even the neighboring countries, if you see their petrol prices, it is almost 50% of our petrol prices. So their transportation cost is lower one. And India transportation cost is higher one because of the petrol prices. We have higher amount of petrol prices. Next assumption, full employment in both countries. So both countries are having full employment. Both countries, they have full employment. Preference and technology level do not change. So the preference and technology at all time. So these are assumptions. These assumptions can be challenged, no doubt. But since it is quoted by author, so one has to study this theory with this limitation. These are nothing but the limitations, assumptions. Yeah, because he has mentioned this. With this, if you apply, then only you will get result. If you do not apply this assumption, you won't get results expected by this HOD. So this was all about this international trade theory. Now, last 2-3 minutes, so yeah, let me show you the last slide of this theory, because this is also an important one. This slide speaks about the comparison between Ricardian and HO model. Now, I have highlighted 3 points. In Ricardian, Ricardian is based on one factor model, whereas HO is based on two factor model. So two factors they are considered, and Ricardo is considering single factor. So this is the difference between these two theory. Second difference between Ricardian and HO, Ricardian leads to export, whereas HO model may not always lead to export, not necessarily always for export. Then third and last difference between these two theory, Ricardian does not take into price into account. Ricardo do not consider price, whereas Olin and Heckler, they are more realistic as based on relative factor prices. And that is why it is widely accepted HO model. So this was the difference between these two theory from the examination point of view. Suppose if you are asked, differentiate between Ricardian and HO model. So please do remember these 3 points. If you highlight these 3 points and if you support some example, definitely you will get good marks. So this is all about this particular theory. Now we are almost reaching to 8 o'clock.